Neuro-linguistic programming, some of you may know that I'm actually a NLP trainer full-time. So what exactly is NLP? So NLP is actually a 40-year study of human behavior. And we begin to understand why people tend to behave the way they're behaving. The part of PI will be something that we're very interested in. Why do people behave in the way they behave? And along the way, probably to understand what NLP is, it's good to actually understand a bit about the history of NLP. Now, guess how long have NLP been around?
40 years.
40 years, yeah, okay. The answer was given. So back in the early 1970s, now this was how it was founded. It was founded by these two gentlemen by the name of, on the top, Richard Bandler and John Grinder. So back then, these two men were so obsessed with this thing called achievement. And they were so obsessed that they began to study the people around them. What makes people successful? Whether it's in their relationships, their career, or business. And the first few people that they actually pick up to study were these three therapists here by the name of Virginia Satir, Milton Erickson, and Fritz Perls. Now, never mind about the name, okay? So why do you think Richard Bandler and John Grinder, the co-founders of NLP, pick these three therapists out of the thousands of therapists in America back then?
They were their friends.
Yes, different, okay?
Their friends.
What else? They did it for free. No, they were actually studying them, without them knowing. But why do you think they picked this three out of the many, many therapists back then?
Most successful.
What was that? Yeah?
Most successful therapists.
Alright, they are highly successful. You're right. Yes. But why? Now, there are many successful therapists back then.
Different approaches.
Different approaches. Now, yes, they're the oldest. Oldest means, wait, so
More experience.
more experience. Okay. Now, if there's one thing that really got Richard Bandler and Grinder so intrigued was this thing. Now, because these were the three therapies who were not just achieving results, success, but they were achieving this thing called what? Starting with the letter C.
Curing.
Just to work your mind out.
Consistent.
Thank you so much. So it's this word called consistency. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, isn't consistency what we are all looking for? Because how many of you have ever experienced a time where, maybe you did your project so well, your speech so well, and then you know what, the very night when you go back to sleep, before you go to sleep, and you thought about it, how on earth did I actually do that? Now it seems that, most of us, when we are good at doing certain things, we are not what? Consciously aware of what we are actually doing. So you know what? NLP is all about the study of, patterns. What makes a difference between people who actually achieve success, not just success, but consistent success. And why is it so that there are people who achieve success only at times? Because if there's anything that Richard Bandler, John Grinder realized, is linked back to this thing called patterns. It seems that, the difference between people who achieve results in life, the achievers, the top 10% of people, and the 90% of the ordinary people lies in the patterns that they follow. So if we can start to study, so NLP goes further to say that if we can actually start to understand what these patterns are that persuasive communicators, for instance, follow, now do you think you can actually be as effective as them in persuasion? Okay? It's going to be much higher chance. Right, Norman?
Absolutely.
Yes. So for instance, if I were to look at Steve Jobs doing a presentation, now could I actually study some of the patterns that he actually used?
Yes.
Like for instance, what should we look out for?
Started with the story.
Alright, yes. And what else? Probably you might be interested to know what are some of the language patterns he used, right? Probably you might be interested to see how he walks around, his body posture. Wow, you look at the way Steve Jobs walked. What's different about him? He's so charismatic. So these are some things that we can actually model after. So that's what NLP is all about. NLP offers us with a choice of what? Oh man, it's not working. A choice of whether we want to go through this fast track. Fast track, where you're able to take out what those differences that make a difference and achieve your success so much faster. Or you probably want to take the route that most people will take, which is to take a route where you have a trial and error.